Do you know, as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be in business. When I was growing up, you know, people talked about you want to be a solicitor or a doctor and all those sorts of things. Actually, I did have a flirtation with medicine, but I pretty much always wanted to be in business. Something to do with making things. In the high-tech industry, it's very competitive and it's very global. So the things that one's looking for success is a keen awareness of what's going on around you in the world at large, not just in your own market sector, because market sectors can change very quickly, regions can change. So we're looking for, when we look for individuals to employ, we're looking for that attitude that is competitive, that is aware of what's going on around, and is creative. The good thing about working for a company like Arm, particularly for creative engineers, and we employ perhaps 2/3 of our people are engineers. They're essentially creative types. They love seeing the fruits of their labours in real products that you can go down the high street, and I still find that satisfying. I love going to the duty free at Heathrow Airport when I'm travelling somewhere, looking at all the electronic products and counting up the number of ARM chips that are in there. It's just hugely satisfying seeing the fruits of one's labours actually making life better for people. In the role of CEO in a technology company, then you know, things change over the years. I think the variety is something that I enjoy. It's hard work. It moves fast. Your competitors today are never the same as the competitors tomorrow. And somebody who's perhaps been a collaborator today turns into a competitor tomorrow. But it's that variety that I find really interesting. And what I find satisfying with an engineering background is it's an opportunity to work in a business that can really make an impact on the world. We can create things and we can really make change. The last thing that happens for me is autocracy, although unfortunately some people do tend to say, you know, we're doing it because you say we ought to do it. And I do find this very frustrating. I'm a firm believer in two heads being better than one. And teamwork and respect, and that's what I strive for in leadership. However, somebody has to be the leader, and since I'm also a firm believer in things getting done by actually doing them, somebody has to make sure that the things are done and provides a kind of path forward for an organisation as a whole, and that's really the role of the leader. Communication is very important, and no matter how many people you have in your organisation, then you always have to remember that you're communicating with people in your organisation. And if you're sat away in a back room dreaming up lots of strategy, your organisation isn't going anywhere. Yes, that strategy needs to be dreamt up and it needs to be led, but actually things get done because thousands of people in the organisation are actually doing them, and that means the leader's communicating all the time, and one's people are listening all the time, not just when you're talking directly, but perhaps even in an interview like this or in a newspaper article, people within the enterprise are listening to the leader. You know, we need to look forward 5, 6, 7 years out into the future what people will be using, but at the same time we have to remember they're using that technology, or they're using technology today that we designed some time ago, and so you do have to be able to look ahead. You can't look that accurately ahead, so you need to look ahead in generic terms and translate those generic inputs into something very specific today to deliver in products today. When I look at our industry, the semiconductor world and the world of electronic technology over a 10-year view, I can see it changing. Interestingly, inside the technology business doesn't change as fast as it looks like it changes from the outside. And that's one thing to remember. So when you get very excited about some new technology, it actually takes forever and a day for that technology to find its way into the marketplace. And you know, timescales of 6 to 8 years are not at all uncommon in the world of semiconductors. But I do see, if I look over the next 10 years or so, great things for technology. You'd expect me to be an optimist, but I want technology to be our slave rather than the other way round. And that's part of what lies behind what we're doing at Arm. We're designing our technology into real products to make lives better for people.